welcome to Leadership Principles with Leo Hura. I'm wearing this shirt today because it's relatively chilly, and this is one of the few shirts that I have that have long sleeves. So, let's get into the subject matter. A successful leader acts based on a deeply developed sense of purpose, which according to one commentator translates into having a deeply dedicated commitment to a goal, cognizance about one's own personal meaningfulness, goal-directedness, and a vision larger than one's self, who is successful in imbuing the same in those being led, as leader and followers share the same need, a sense of purpose. So as we proceed in this series, we study leadership principles where we identify those who extraordinarily display a sense of purpose. We started this series with Marine Corps General Chesty Puller, whose sense of purpose was victory on the battlefields. Our next subject's sense of purpose was very different, as we focus on Amelia Earhart, who must be remembered for what she stood for and accomplished, despite the public's fascination with why and where she disappeared. Now, Chesty led his Marines. Amelia did not lead in the same way. Amelia led by example, imbuing women of her time with their sense of purpose. And what was that? Well, Amelia demonstrated that women could pursue their dreams in arenas previously considered the sole domain of men. In her case, early aviation, where the risks were great, many failed and died. So part of the irony today is that Amelia's disappearance and death continues to be considered unique, even though so many of her male counterparts and peers died in expanding the boundaries of aviation, serving, I guess, as a sense of purpose for investigators who continue to try and solve this mystery. And so it is that we reveal and discuss Amelia's leadership principles in this episode 2 of our series, Leadership Principles with Leo Hura. In this introductory segment, we summarize those leadership principles to be discussed in subsequent videos by providing brief clips of an exchange between Amelia and a young aspirant who looks to Amelia for inspiration and guidance. An additional add-on that will be in this episode is a brief biography and a summary of highlights of Amelia's life for those who are unfamiliar with Earhart. So if this is your first exposure to our series, we invite you to watch episode 1, where we reveal and discuss the leadership principles of an iconic warrior, General Chesty Puller, who was recognized for valor in providing leadership to his Marines in battle, where his decisions meant the difference between not only victory or defeat, but also between life and death. Mahalo, and enjoy this segment. Aloha.
What do you remember about growing up?
I had a creative imagination, and my youth started out well. My mother's family was prosperous. We had everything we needed. My father drank, led to alcoholism. Malbehavior followed. My dad could not hold a job, so we moved from place to place. I held many jobs. With my mom's help, I bought my first plane in my early 20s. I could fly the skies. Sadly, my parents' marriage ended in divorce. Nevertheless, I maintained a close relationship with both of my parents. No matter what else, Anna, cherish your family, not just when you're young, but throughout life.
I understand you did a lot to promote women's participation in flying and many other endeavors. What exactly did you do?
My flying career was pioneering. I organized the 99s, a women's flight advocacy group that's still active today. And I lobbied President Roosevelt through his wife Eleanor, who I knew for support. I wrote for Cosmopolitan magazine. I did radio talks. I lectured across country. And I wrote my own book. Advocacy and activism. Anna, remember, your objectives are competing for scarce resources.
I asked her about becoming a pilot and famous.
Well, timing is key. I stood on the shoulders of earlier women pilots, and I started to hone my skills thereafter. And I proved ready when I won over key decision makers who selected me to be the first woman to be flown across the Atlantic. And upon landing, I became the instant subject of adulation and praise. I accepted, embraced celebrity. I capitalized on public interest. It was a means to a higher end goal. But with fame comes many challenges. It may not be for you. You may be just as happy or happier without it.
You know, I was really curious about why she kept going given the risk. Now she chose flying as her pathway towards success.
Anna, motivation is not enough. Be passionate. I was passionate, constantly driven to expand the envelope, to prove I could do and did what people said I couldn't do. No challenge was too big. Some critics opined that ego got the better of me. Watch out. Treasure your self-esteem. Be careful, ego.